The United States is behind. Texas is behind. Lubbock is behind. What am I referring to? The traditional public schooling system. Countries all over the world are continuing to and beginning to implement year-round school schedules and seeing drastic improvements in their test scores. I believe that it is time for America to adapt and to adopt this new schedule. And I believe that the diversity that Lubbock, Texas has to offer makes it the best place to do so. I may not seem the most qualified to talk to you about this subject because I'm not an education major. But I am the daughter of a teacher who supported year-round schooling. And I'm a student who suffered through the first month of every single school year being focused solely on review. First, I'm going to introduce to you the public schooling system that we have today and the pros and cons that come with it. Next, we're going to look at the new and improved and the better option, the year-round school schedule. And finally, I'm going to show why I believe it is a good idea for Lubbock and the United States to begin implementing this. I'm sure you're all fairly familiar with the traditional public schooling system, but let's consider it a little further. The school year starts between August 15th and September 1st and normally has 70 days of work, followed by a 3 to 5 day Thanksgiving break. There are 15 days of school, followed by an average of about a 10-day winter break. After the break, there's a 55-day push until spring break, which is normally about 5 days, and then you finish the school year with 40 more days. Between the end of one year and the beginning of another is 60 days. That means there are 180 days of academic instruction and then a break that is a third of that time period. During this break, most students don't engage in reading or activities that promote learning. NARE reports an average of 2.6 months being lost over the summer. This means that the beginning of each new school year must be spent relearning what was covered in the previous year. The United States ranks 14th in education with a cognitive skills and educational assessment score of 0.39. According to World Press, South Korea, who is ranked first, scores a 1.30, which is almost an entire point higher than the United States. There is the pretense that because yesterday's calendar was good enough for us, it should be good enough for our children, despite major changes in society. If this schedule is falling behind, why aren't we doing something to fix it? Red Apple Reading tells us it's because people are afraid of change. They're afraid of losing summer jobs, and they're afraid of losing summer camps. A survey conducted in the San Diego area found that fewer than 50% of high school students are actually employed, and of those students, only 5% of the jobs would actually be affected by a change in the schedule. From kindergarten to 10th grade, this new schedule wouldn't affect job opportunities, and if the entire district or even state began implementing this new schedule, businesses that still wanted to hire 11th and 12th graders would be forced to adapt. Year-round schooling is just a more balanced schedule. There are two different calendars that can be followed. There's one based on quarters, called the 45-15, and one based on trimesters, called the 60-20. The quarter base begins with the first quarter, which is 45 days long, followed by a 15-day fall break. There's another 45-day quarter 2, and then a 15-day winter break. There's a 45-day quarter 3, and then a 15-day spring break, and then the fourth quarter is finished up with 45 more days. Their summer break totals 30 days. The trimester schedule begins with trimester 1, which is 60 days long, followed by a 20-day fall intersession. There's then trimester 2, which starts off 20 days long, is interrupted by a 15-day winter break, and then is finished with the 40 days afterwards. Next is followed by a 20-day spring intersession, and then a 60-day trimester 3. This leaves only 20 days between the end of one school year and the beginning of the next. The benefits of a balanced schedule far outweigh the costs. Douglas E. Roby recently conducted a study on 6th grade students who had attended either a year-round school or a traditional public school for at least 3 years. Students in both schools took the same Iowa test of basic skills and the cognitive abilities test. The averages of these scores were compared on a scale of educational significance, and if there's a difference of more than 0.33, it's considered significant for practical education. Effect sizes over 1.0 were found for all comparisons, except for that in girls in reading achievement who scored 0.78 higher. The conclusion was drawn that shorter vacation periods result in longer memory retention. According to the Globe, Roberta Bonder Public High School in Ottawa, Canada recently compared their students who attended year-round for the first 9 years and found that they are able to learn a second language easier, are multiple grade levels ahead in math, and at least one in reading and writing. Students with special needs saw greater improvement of skills and test scores after just 2 years in the program. Upon interviewing children who had swapped from the traditional school system to the year-round schedule, most of them said that they didn't miss their summers of nothingness and actually enjoyed not having to spend so much of the school year on review. So if this is the best option, and it is, how do we begin implementing it into schools across the nation? The savings and costs of moving to year-round school are almost equivalent, according to the National Association of Year-Round Education. Both calendars have 180 days of instructions. There's no need for a board-wide change in policy. School districts save money on substitute teachers, as they have seen the requests for substitute teachers decline. The schools can better share resources such as the library, computer labs, and textbooks. Its students also are showing greater attendance rates, which means that the schools are being paid more by the state. So there are some costs, and the biggest one is that there's a transition phase where the teachers have to be trained specifically, but other ones include a personnel at a traditional school is paid $7,000 less than personnel at a year-round school, and the fact that utilities will just have to be run in a different fashion since it'll be, school will be in session during the hottest parts of the summer. I believe Lubbock is the place to start the sweep across the nation because of the diversity in our city. 29% of the population is between 4 and 19 years old, or school-aged. According to Area Connect, there's almost a perfect 60-40 split of family households, non-family households, respectively. Of the family households, 45% are married, 13% have a female as the only parent, and 62% are non-married families. Because of this range, Lubbock can be used as an example for cities across the United States. In 2011, 8 campuses in Lubbock ISD were rated unacceptable by the Texas Education Agency based on STAR and tax tests. Something needs to be done to improve upon this, and I believe implementing year-round school is the way to do so. I urge you to write to your congressmen and school board members as we need to see this change. We first began by looking at the traditional school schedule and the downfalls to the current calendar. I then introduced the year-round school system and evaluated the benefits of it. To conclude, we learned why Lubbock needs to be enacting year-round school schedules and how we can be the ones to start a nationwide movement. While this isn't a popular opinion, especially around school-aged children, I believe a way to take a major step in helping catch America up is through implementing year-round school. Because of the diversity Lubbock offers, I believe it is the best place to start a nationwide sweep.